Before this video gets started, make sure you stick around till the end because you could win a really sweet piece of gear. What's going on, guys? John Kelly here, and today we are talking about the gear that changed the game for me when it came to cold weather. Now, how did somebody who absolutely hates cold weather suddenly want to spend the night sleeping in it? That's what this gear is going to show you. And the first piece of gear we're going to talk about are down booties. These down booties are from Outdoor Vitals. They're the Outdoor Vitals LOFTTEK down booties. Now, one of the things I love about these booties is the simple fact they're super lightweight. I think combined they weigh 3.8 ounces or something like that. I'll put that down below. They have a 10D ripstop DWR treated nylon on the outside, so they're nice and water resistant, not waterproof. They also use a LOFTTEK insulation, which is kind of a hybrid of synthetic and down insulation. It's also made that way so that if these do get wet, they don't immediately lose their insulative qualities, which is really important when you're wearing something on your feet. Now, I wouldn't wear these around camp. As you can see, there's no tread on the bottom. It's just that 10D nylon. That's probably gonna get pretty tore up if you try to wear these around camp. But what these are for are when you get into your tent or you get into your hammock at night. You've been hiking in cold weather, you've been hiking through snow, or you've been hiking through water, and your feet are freezing. These things are fantastic at getting your feet to warm up rather quickly. I definitely love having these on trips, and for me personally, these things have made sleeping at night in the cold so much better. Whether you're in a hammock or in a tent, the insulation that you get your hands on is vitally important. And for me, UGQ Outdoor makes an incredible 0-degree down quilt. Currently, I have 3 UGQ quilts that I use. I have a 45-degree underquilt, a 0-degree top quilt, and a 0-degree underquilt. And in the wintertime, those 0 degrees are coming with me, and I can promise you, you will never stay warmer than you do with these unbelievable quilts. Now, I've had these quilts in some crazy cold weather, in snow, in ice, in freezing rain. I've had these things out in some really cold weather and have never once felt myself get cold while sleeping. One of the great things about these is not only are they comfortable, not only are they warm, but they're very lightweight. I have a wide regular with 850 down in it, and it weighs 27 ounces. 27 ounces for a 0-degree quilt. Having the proper insulation in the wintertime makes me have no fear when I go backpacking. I'm never scared to go into cold weather because I know I will not be sleeping cold. Up next on this list is a very stylish piece of gear known as the down beanie. I've had this down beanie since 2018. I wear it because I sleep with a quilt. If you're somebody who sleeps with a quilt, you know that you don't have that hood that goes over your head like you do in a sleeping bag. And because of that, keeping your head warm is really important. So if you're somebody, whether it's in a tent or in a hammock, and you like to use quilts over using sleeping bags, down beanies are amazing. Now, this one you can't buy. I got this off of Backpacking Gear Flea Market on Facebook, and it was homemade by some lady. I honestly can't remember the lady's name who made it back in the day. There are lots of down beanies that you can buy. I've already talked about UGQ. I know they sell them. Outdoor Research makes them. There's a lot of companies that make these things. I'll leave some links below so you guys can at least check those out. And if you don't like them, don't buy them. But if you want to go and do some research on some other ones, you can. I'll try and save you a little bit of time and give you some links below to check out. Having a down beanie means I get to sleep warm at night with my quilt. And I would definitely say if you're somebody who's concerned with sleeping warm at night, this might be something you want to check out. Want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor for today's video, and that is the Ridge wallet. They're ultra slim wallets that are super easy to use. You can carry up to 12 different cards and your cash at the same time. A couple of things that I love about this is the fact that it fits so easily into your front pocket. It's almost like it's not even there. And it has built-in RFID blockers. The Ridge is so confident that you'll love this wallet, they give you 99 days to test drive it, and if you don't like it, you can send it back for a full refund. Not only is this a great wallet, but they also make a killer key case. It's the only key case I found that actually fits my truck key. Whether it's your residential keys, your work keys, or even in my case, the truck keys. One of the things I love about this key case is that it almost works kind of like a trigger for my truck when I use it for my truck key. They've given me a unique link that I get to give to you guys that will give you up to 40% off through December 22nd. Just go to ridge.com/John Kelly, and that's K-E-L-L-E-Y. Don't forget that E. It's ridge.com/John Kelly, and you can get up to 40% off through December 22nd. The Ridge, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to our video and let's talk about the gear that changed the game for me when it comes to cold weather. The neck gaiter is a valuable piece of gear. There's so many things you can do with it. And in the wintertime, having more of an insulated neck gaiter can be massive. And for me, that's this guy right here from Appalachian Gear Company. This is the neck pipe. Yeah, they've all got their own names for these things. They're just gaiters. That's all they are. But one of the great things about this is in the wintertime when you're hiking, having this around your neck to use as kind of a scarf to keep your neck warm is fantastic. It's also great if it's windy. I've learned over the years that hoods are great, but I hate hiking in a hood. But the reason I'll hike in a hood is because my neck is getting cold from all the wind blowing on it when it's cold outside. Having a gaiter has just helped with that in a huge way. And having one like this that actually helps to insulate while I'm hiking is massive. These are great also if you're in your hammock or your tent and you're using a quilt. We just talked about this a second ago, and you want to keep warmer. You could set this up as a balaclava to cover part of your face and part of your head along with your beanie or whatever it is you're wearing to keep your head warm at night. These things are fantastic. They're great for pot holders. They're great for all sorts of things, but in the wintertime especially, something made out of a fabric like alpaca or merino wool is massive for keeping your face and your head warm and your neck warm when you're hiking and when you're at camp at night. The last piece of gear on this video is the polar jammer for my good buddy, All Things Outdoors, Jeremy Roddifer. This is a fantastic piece of gear for a number of reasons. I've been using this one now for a little over a year, and I can tell you, it goes with me on every trip. Once the weather starts dipping in temperature, this goes with me. Let me show you a few things that this thing can be used for and why I like it so much. The first major use is just simply to keep your hands warm when you're backpacking. This will fit right around the hip belt of your backpack so that you can put it on there, keep your hands in, keep them warm while you're hiking or when you stop. One thing that this is great for is keeping a water bottle from freezing in the wintertime. It's so important for a lot of us to hydrate. And one of the big things about hydration in the wintertime is water bottles can freeze. Having something like this that you could put in your tent or your hammock to keep your water bottle warm at night would be massive. This is not a water bottle I take backpacking with me, by the way. Another use for these is to hang them on your ridge line in your hammock. I know a lot of guys who do that to protect their electronics, like your phone, batteries that you may use if you're into photography. You can put those in here, cinch it up nice and tight, and insulate those so that those batteries don't wear down as quickly, because a lot of us know that electronics tend to go dead quicker in cold weather than they do in warm weather, and having something like this is great. Now, the thing that I use this for the most wasn't actually an intended use for this, but it's one that I found. Because I sleep in a hammock so much, I don't like using big pillows when I sleep because they make my neck hurt by the morning. And I sleep on my back in a hammock. All I need for a pillow is something that fits in the crick of my neck. And this fits perfectly. It keeps my neck in a very natural position. It also insulates my neck where my down beanie doesn't, and allows me to keep my neck warm, be comfortable, and sleep really nicely throughout the night. And again, it only weighs a few ounces, so this weighs about as much as one of your inflatable pillows. I sent a message to my buddy Jeremy the other day and told him I was going to be talking about this in the video, and he responded with, "Would you like to give one away?" And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I want to give one away. These things are awesome. So if you would like the opportunity to win one of these polar jammers, all you have to do is leave a comment below and tell me, what would you use it for? Would you use it for a hand warmer? Would you use it to keep a water filter warm or water bottle? Would you use it as a pillow? How would you use a polar jammer out in the backcountry? Leave those comments below and you could potentially win one of these polar jammers. So what were the game-changing pieces of gear for you in cold weather? Leave those in the comments below, and until next time, stay strong, hike long, and I'll catch you on the next go-around.